Hey man, say man, what it do, still with the camp sound like a little big boss. K-Pole talk boxing. Fuck my soliloquy, maybe tough times don't last. Good people do it on off yourself, cut them in the foul line, maybe you matter. Peep game. 84's on Will Swain. We cluster out, we're talking about that boxing. I told y'all earlier in the week, I said, man, Coach B gonna drop a vid soon. Pause. Big pause on that. Um, but before I get into the main entree, the main dish, gotta introduce our second host, future Hall of Famer, coach and legend, brother on the hustle, aka Coach B. Let them know how you doing, man.
Hey, what it is, folks? Long time no talk, you feel me? But it is what it is. Y'all know what it is. We clutched up, we clutched out. Y'all know we're here to talk about it, just like Capo said. But y'all know what I'm finna tell y'all. Ain't nothing changed. Hey, every time God wake you up, he put breath in your body, get up and do what you gotta do. Which means take care of you, take care of the fam. Don't let nobody steer you away from that. But with all that being said, let's get straight to it. I'm gonna go ahead and pass it back to Capo. Go ahead, continue the show, and let's let them know how we flow.
So, second off to the next one. Since we're on the topic of promotional companies, coach, Dana White and TKO boxing are here, right? Um, they're signing fighters left and right. My question to you is, him being the guy that is trying to not pay fighters, right? His company also is not honoring the WBC, the WBO, the WBA, and the IBF. He said they're not honoring that. They have one belt, and they're gonna honor the Ring Magazine belt. So my question to you is Dana White current promotional model in boxing, do you feel like that would be better suited, right? Because the problem with a lot of fighters nowadays is they get paid and they kind of start cherry picking, right? Or moving from you. So, question to you is: do you feel Dana White would be able to fix boxing? In your opinion, let me know something.
In all actuality, as much as I don't like the whole Dana White and TKO situation, we have to go back and look at the UFC. The UFC became popular after boxing, way after boxing, way after boxing, and I can add a few more ways after that one. But at the same time, I'm not gonna beat a dead horse. We get the subject. I don't like it for the simple fact because it's if I'm not mistaken, TKO is a team up with Turkey Al Sheik. Like I said, y'all know how y'all know our opinion and where we stand when it comes to anything dealing with Turkey Al Sheik. But at the same time, I believe it makes sense because it's one belt. One belt proves it all, and if one belt is going to prove it all and it's going to get the best to fight the best, the elite to fight the elite, to say, hey, it's only one belt and I hold that belt. It's not multiple versions of that belt. International is not IBF, IBO, etc., etc. Everybody has an opportunity to hold a belt in different, periods of time. If it's only one belt, I believe that system, working in that systematic system, could save a lot. We can start seeing fighters fight each other forcibly because it's like, if I want to be the champ and I want to make some paper, I want to make some guap, some cheese, some cheddar, excuse me, etc., etc. I got to go through the gauntlet to get where I really want to be at. And I believe from that aspect, it might can save boxing. But I don't like it because it's a quick, hasty infiltration of a system that's broken. If y'all get where I'm going with this, it's easy to infiltrate something with your name stamped on something else, i.e., an example, UFC. It sells, people watch it, they get the best fighting the best, and you're going to get your money's worth every time you pay for a pay per view. Versus boxing, it's like, I can see a Tank fighting a Ryan Garcia, which is not the best matchup stylistically. And we know that they're both going to sell because Ryan is Instagram popular, Tank is Instagram popular, and he's boxing quality popular. Y'all get where I'm going with this? It's a broken system. It's not making the best fight the best. right now in the sport of boxing. It's kind of like I pick and choose. I got my timing, and I feel like I'm fighting this guy. He may seem like he's at the peak right now because he's been the face of boxing for the last 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 years. It may seem like a come up for me because I haven't been the peak of boxing. I only been the peak of boxing for the last 2, 3 years, and I'm fighting this guy, and I beat this guy. And now I'm the face of boxing. Now I'm the guy you got to go and beat. Now I can politic. Now I can articulate. Now I can kind of dictate. Y'all get where I'm going with this? He's infiltrating a broken system, so it might be easy for him to infiltrate the sport of boxing and make it look good for the simple fact he's bringing in one belt. He's honoring a Ring magazine, which is presented from a guy who has a lot of money who can back him. And Dana White himself already has a lot of money and credibility on his side for the UFC. So it's like you kind of infiltrating a broken system. I would respect it a lot more if boxing was a little bit more organized. It wasn't too much you can go for and still say, I got a piece of gold, I got a belt. I can say what I want and I can fight who I want. They still can politic, but at the same time, I don't want to lean towards it's the greatest thing ever, but at the same time, it can save boxing in a sense like the NFL. It's only one Super Bowl trophy and it goes to one team. When it comes to boxing and Dana White infiltrating with this manner, it's one belt. We're going to honor the Ring magazine, but all that extra stuff and all that, y'all talking about IBF, IBO, WBA, WB, whatever. It's only one belt. You can have all of that, but you're not the best. You can't just walk into the Hall of Fame. So I can see it winning from that perspective, but like I say, I don't like the timing because it's infiltrating a broken system. So they're trying to infiltrate something to where they can make money and make it make sense at the same time. But I think boxing would have to be at an all-time high with the best fighting the best and the elite fighting the elite for them to step in and bring something like this and for them to take over and actually make boxing great again, because boxing is only decent right now. Let's just be honest. Boxing is not in its best state of performance, is not in its best state of criticism, is not in its best state of the top of the top, fighting the top of the top. So like I say, it's kind of a takeover of a broken system, and I can see it changing a little bit because of that. But at the same time, do I think it's going to save the state of boxing? No, I still agree with the current fighters that are popular, that are taking over, that are known right now, that are pound for pound. When that outside of the onion peels off, I feel like boxing will get back in shape, and we'll start seeing these younger guys fight who they're supposed to fight when they're supposed to fight them. And we'll see the best of the best lose to the best of the best, and the best of the best win against the best of the best. And I'm going to leave that like that. Like I say, I'm going to pass it back to you.
Yeah, I think that, yet again, Coach, hit on the head. Basically, they're integrating this in the wrong time, basically. It's a time frame where it's a transitioning period. And you got the current 4-belt era. I guess as boxing fans, because so many people are pushing back against it because it's the unknown. We got what we know, what is proven, right? But we got this dude Dana White who has a bad rap, bad name coming from the UFC. Now, granted, he's built a great, or inherited. I don't know if he built the UFC, but he inherited a company and turned it into something somewhat profitable, right? Now, there are complaints fighters are not getting paid, things of that nature. But I think in the landscape, when you look at everything, boxing generates more money, right? People want to see blood, gore, and guts, but they rather see with dudes just standing straight up with two hands, right? Instead of you seeing two dudes use their elbow, use their knee, choke you out, body slam you. You know what I mean? Like, that's cool and all, but people want to just see straight hands. They want to see, and boxing is that gentleman sport, right? That's just what it is. So I think that over time, I think he will have to show how he's going to run the company, and he's going to have to show how it would be successful. He's going to have to get somebody big pause to go over there, and that fighter will have to basically endorse and say how good he's being treated over there. I do agree there's too many belts. Back in the day, they didn't have 4 belts. They had 1 belt. There was one champion per weight. That's how it was. Now you got the interim champion, the flint turn champion, the dim turn champion, secret champion, regular champion. There's too many champions, right? And it's all because these sanctioning bodies want to make money off these fighters. They want that 3%, right? So they're coming up with belts. Y'all forget the WBC came up with that what was that title called? I forgot what it was called, but basically it was a belt franchise champion. They had they came up with the franchise championship. If you got that franchise championship, you did not have a mandatory. You didn't have to fight anybody. But there was so much backlash they had to get rid of it. Right? So it's just a lot of ways for these sanctioning bodies to try to make money, right? And Dana White, in a sense, is eliminating that. So so the sanctioning bodies are concerned because if TKO boxing gets big enough and it gets to the level of a PBC, a level of a top rank, and they got supporters and they getting fighters and mega fighters are going over there and they're happy and fans like it, that might be the end of the WBC. That might be the end of IBF, WBA, WBO. So that may be good for boxing. But I think right now it's just like due to the fact of what Dana White is doing in the UFC, there's a lot of pushback and a lot of people are looking at there like, I don't think he'll be good for boxing. We shall see though. I say this, I'm open to it, but it's like it's kind of like you inherit a dude that is known to rob people. He got a track record of robbing people, stealing, and you letting him in your house, right? That's Dana White. You know what I mean? Like he has a history of not paying fighters, and it's like, how do we know he gonna do that with boxing? But we'll see. I'm all up. One thing, I'm a Christian first, so I'm all up for people trying to prove themselves, and maybe he's a whole nother person in boxing. We shall see.
Hey man, say man, we were sitting at a podcast. I told y'all, man, we chopping and screwing this up. Y'all continue to support us, man. This is Genesis, this is the beginning. We still trying to grow the channel. Y'all got any ideas, man? Put in the comment section. You a hater? Comment in the comment section. You know what I mean? We love haters. You know what I mean? Because if you ain't hating, you ain't what? You ain't popping. But anyway, man, on a serious note, just continue to like, subscribe, continue to support us. Remember, we clutched up, we clutched out. You know what we're talking about. That boxing. We out of here.